So let's say as an entrepreneur, I personally get a lot of ideas, and people might bring to my table and saying that here are the 4 different ideas that you can work on. How do you make a decision saying that here is the idea that I'm going to invest versus the 3 other ideas that's at the table?
Yeah. There are 2 ways to make decisions.
Okay.
One is the traditional business school style.
Okay.
And my professor of decision science said, hey, the classic decision making is based on comparing the amount of goodness something creates and the amount of badness it may create. In other words, profit versus loss, and make a decision in favor of profit. So you're maximizing profit, you're minimizing loss. That's how you make a decision. But he said he has another theory for decision making.
Okay.
And it's only minimizing one factor.
Okay.
And that's minimizing regret. You decide for yourself, will you have more regret doing something or not doing something? Based on that, minimize your regret.
Go with your gut feeling and what your heart says.
And focus on minimizing regret. A friend of mine wrote a book about minimizing regret.
Yeah, I immediately smelled because I didn't want to regret. That's why I quit my corporate job and started the
Beautiful. That's a great example. And it took courage. It took courage.
Yeah.
It took open-mindedness. And I'm so happy you did.
Awesome. Thank you. Next thing, this is a question I ask myself, plus a number of people ask me. Growing as a leader, there's different things you have to learn. Because when I was an individual contributor, I'm always looking for technologies. I learned Java, C, C++, and then just learning cloud, mobile computing, and all those things, and now AI, robotics, and it goes on. But as a leader, what are the things to learn or how to learn?
Right. Leadership involves people.
Yeah.
Other professions want to be a great accountant, a great C++ programmer. Necessarily, you just don't need people. You produce results. Mm-hmm. So leadership about improving your people skills.
Yeah.
Number 1, if you want to develop your people skills, you got to be grounded yourself. You got to exude confidence. You got to exude kindness. You got to exude other-centric vibes. Otherwise, other people will not be attracted to you. And by the way, a great distinction between leaders and managers. Managers have subordinates. Leaders have followers.
Okay.
If you develop enough people skills that people follow you, you are a leader. Then you influence them. So leaders influence, create a vision, and propagate that vision and make other people believe in it and they follow the leader. So managers follow procedures and processes.
Got it. From a learning aspect, so it looks like I have to build, or any leaders have to keep building their people skills.
Yes, communication skills, listening skills, empathy, curiosity. There's a lot of people skills. It starts with you being grounded and then be other-centric. Mm-hmm. Those are the skills for leadership. Emotional, courage. You have to be courageous to stop bad actors. There are always bad apples. And if you tolerate them, they infect the rest of the organization. How to have emotional courage to deal with bad actors and to help them get in line or get out.
Makes sense. I have just one follow-up question on this one. So, how do you acquire these skills? Because this is not something you can learn from an MBA degree. Yeah, there's so much you can learn, but not a lot. But how do you learn this activity?
Right. Great question. How do you acquire skills for leadership? Yeah. Number 1, you come up with certain basic skills, which is people skills that start with being grounded yourself, emotionally being in control, your internal state being calm, and you have a vision yourself of yourself. Number 1. Number 2, you develop communication skills. How we relate with each other is through speaking. And the best way to relate is to listen to somebody else who speaks and ask them questions. Be curious. A friend of mine wrote a book, The Coaching Habit. He said, be curious 1 extra second. Ask 1 extra question. Try to understand the other side and then be able to articulate what is on your mind to them. The best sale book I've read is question-based selling. You never speak a sentence unless it ends with a question mark. The best-selling skill book. Just be curious, ask questions, and emotionally be courageous enough, develop the emotional courage muscles. Peter Bregman, one of my coaches, has a book called Leading with Emotional Courage, one of the most powerful books. And then the other one is develop your organizational skills, organizational behavior. Marshall Goldsmith wrote a book, What Got You Here Won't Get You There. 20 skills that you have. It's not new skills, it's to stop doing 20 things that makes you a leader as opposed to being a manager, individual contributor. Get a few of good, what got you here won't get you there. Leading with Emotional Courage. Tang Fu by Sam Horn, talking about how to rephrase your sentences to be better. Instead of, can you do that? Would you be willing to do that? See how it changes the tone. So the skills you develop, most importantly, managing your own emotions.
Got it. Makes sense. And part of it is managing the emotions, and the other thing is the key way to learn is listening and asking questions, is and talking to more people and asking questions is the right way to do it. That's what I'm hearing. Or that's what I'm doing right now. Okay. Awesome. Again, first of all, thank you for taking your time to talk to me. This is really, really helpful.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and fast forward, this is something maybe this is the last question. So for instance, how do I keep myself up to date on what the future generation wants? For example, a 14-year-old, as they grow and graduate from college, what problems they want to solve or what solutions they're looking for. How to keep up to date on what the next generation is looking for?
Hang around younger people and be cool. Let them follow you and be the coolest older guy with younger people. Last week, somebody I've had the pleasure of mentoring for years, and I'm learning from him a lot. He flew in from Atlanta to spend a few days with me, and he was spending time with me, not knowing that I'm cherishing every moment of spending time with him and learning from someone who's much younger. And I learned tremendous amount. AI skills, other cool things younger people do, and connect with them and flow with them, and it's a beautiful thing. You gotta be there, you gotta listen, you gotta tune in, and not, a lot of parents wanna make kids in their own image. I love parents to become more closer to the kid's image. It's a privilege if you look at it that way.
Makes sense. Awesome. Definitely should hang around with a lot of younger kids and younger generation to be.
You mentor, go to a high school. I used to do that in Silicon Valley. After work, go to the Mountain View High School and help the students build a company. Hang around people by adding value to them. They will add more value to you while you're adding value to them.
Awesome. This is very, very helpful. Again, I learned a lot in this last 20 to 30 minutes. I just have one question and then just wrap it up. What is this one piece of advice in your 30 to 40 years of career, life, or anything you can say that this is one piece of advice I would give to everyone, which I wish I knew when I was in my 20s?
Yes, get a coach.
Okay.
Get a coach.
Okay.
If I knew that 1 year before, 10 years before, my life would have been. If I'd asked Steve Jobs, would you be formally my mentor? Can we have once a month, half an hour together, go for a walk? If I had that wisdom at that question, my life would have been changed. Find a coach.
The right coach.
And the right coach. And mentoring is different than coaching. Mentoring is great. Go to lunch with someone once a month, once every quarter, someone who's a few steps ahead, and ask for mentoring. But then getting a coach is someone like Tiger Woods still has a coach. Have someone to keep you accountable towards a set of goals, aspirations that you set, and have someone to have your best interest in mind, have someone to be your external brain and keep you accountable, keep your feet to the fire. That I've had many coaches, sometimes 2 or 3 at the same time in the last 25 years. There has been no better investments I've made in myself that connect with the coaches, whether they were paid, some of them really expensive, some of them no money, but it's just the act of generosity of them trying to make themselves available and taking an interest in my well-being and in my success.
Awesome. I wish I knew this. Thank you for saying this. I wish I knew this as well, because I got a coach only recently, 4 years ago, John Vogley. He coaches me, he keeps me grounded, and in case if I deviate from my thoughts or plan, and he would actually tell me, hey, you didn't say this before. I'm glad he said this. I really concur to that.
And there are very many different kinds of coaches that they can coach you on different skills.
Mm-hmm.
So don't believe that there is one size fits all.
Yeah. Makes sense. Again, really, really thank you, and I appreciate you making the time here.
My pleasure. Exciting conversation. Thank you.
So much. Thank you.